You see where we live now in this experimental zone? It is the symbol they use for it, among other things, is the snake eating its tail, because it's a symbol of this experimental zone's volatility. It is never settled. There is never peace. And if you do get peace, it's only for a period of time. If you're poor, you're going to find that volatility within that level of your living. And if you're rich, you're going to find it there. It just never changes, because this is an experimental zone to test the spirit on all levels. We always say, if you make more money, more bills always come. That is another expression of its volatility. It is never going to be settled. You are never going to be in the clear until you leave here. But there is a catch. You can find peace, but it got to come from within. You see, you're growing the soul, but you got to get connected with it first in order to grow it. Out there is the test of the soul. But you got to be in control of the soul or the spirit in order to traverse and conquer the test out there. So you can't expend all your time dealing with the things that is out there. You got to connect in here to get clarity in order to deal with out there. Because out there is subordinate to in here. But because you're running willy-nilly and dealing with out there with the laws of out there, this is why you're getting murdered and you can't win. In here abides by one law, universal law. Out there abides by many laws that are ever changing depending on who is making it. So even when you do conquer one of their laws, all they do is make another one. But once you have conquered in here, you ain't got that job to do again. You've already done it. Only thing you're going to do now is progress or ascend. This is why meditation and prayer is important. Your Father has many mansions, and those many mansions is in here too. And sometimes you get that aha moment where you get access to one of those secret rooms where you start to see things different in life. Your job is to hold on to it. Prayer and meditation is what makes you hold on to that environment that is not in your regular life. If you begin to live too physical and forget it, you won't get it back. So prayer and meditation is meant for divine connection. When you're finished traversing the experimental zone, where you can always go back to that room in the mansion. It's not easy to explain because it's a way of being. There's certain things when your mind leaves here and you come back to explain it, it doesn't come out the same way you saw it. But it's almost living in two worlds. So when you get access to that second world, because they always give you a glimpse of that second world, some of us grab onto it and some of us let it go. When you get a glimpse of that second world that is different from here, you got to hold on to it. Prayer and meditation is what keeps that going. They also give that to you in your dreams. You get a glimpse of it in your dreams, but they tell you there's no such thing as your dream. It's just, it's a dream. There's no existence beyond this. So you let it go again. So this got to be a routine, because you need to understand that darkness don't sleep. It is always working to keep you in a state of imbalance. Hard is the way to light, but easy is the way to darkness, because there's an abundance of it outside. So it is never going to stop working. So the only way is for you to find that time to find peace. And when you get that reconnection, don't lose it. You got to consistently pray, think about it, meditate on it, so you can keep that realm of realization in your subconscious, so you can go there. because they ain't going to stop working. And when you've conquered self, they start to send things that is outside of you to mess with you. Could be from your family, could be things in your life, car notes, whatever. When you know a thing exists, other than this plane, when you come back to this plane, your whole psyche changes. You deal with everything different. You don't get too high, you don't get too low. If they came now and said they're going to take my car, I wouldn't get too high, I wouldn't get too low. Because there's things beyond this. I've seen something that trumps here. So here is just, nah. They say they're going to go to war. To me, it's just another day. Because I won't let them break me. I've reached that point where I understand that I create my own environment. And I'm not going to let anybody change my environment. Because I'm in that room of light and I'm pushing darkness out. You got to reach that point because there's no real problem until it becomes a problem to you. The key is to know a thing exists. And once you know a thing exists, then more things that is beyond here begin to come to you. If you don't know nothing, they don't send you nothing. If you don't make the attempt to know something, they ain't going to send you something. And once you now know there's things beyond here that exist, your behavior down here changes. Get a book at the beginning of the month. December is coming up. Every morning you wake up, you write what you dreamed. Even if you ain't dream nothing. If you ain't dream nothing, you put the date. You're going to put what moon it was that night. So if there's an app that it tells you what moon it is every night. You put the moon, you put the night, the time, and you put what you dreamed that night when you wake up in the morning. And even if you ain't dreamed nothing that night, you're going to put just that. I didn't dream nothing last night. You put the moon sign and you're going to put the date. And the day of the week, obviously. Because what you're doing is you're bringing the conscious mind forward. Your dreams are going to become more vivid. Where either some people never have dreams, you're going to start having dreams. Or if you always have dreams, but sometimes you're actually watching yourself progress through your dream. You're not actively involved consciously like you're living here. You're going to see it starts to get vivid and you now become actually involved, like you actually conscious within your dream. Then you're going to see more things added to you to show you there is no such thing as YOLO. You don't live once.